Hey everybody, Kevin here with MixCoach. Just wondering if you have ever wondered why you can't get started on something, even though you know what you want to do, and but you just can't get started. I may have a possible answer for you, and here it is: context. So here's the context I'm talking about. Sometimes when you are inspired to do something and you don't have the means to do it, you may as well not be inspired to do it, because it's not going to happen. You'll forget about your idea. It'll get cold on you. And then it seems like nothing you do, if you can't capture the idea, whether it be a mix, a song, a YouTube video, if you don't have the right context and you don't have the right tools ready for you to capture it, it won't get captured. I say that because one of the things that I feel like I'm missing right now is context when it comes to creating music, mixing, things like that. Even YouTube videos. I find that a couple of years ago, I had a studio set up with a computer, a microphone, basically an ATEM mini ISO, where it was receiving not only my face but my computer screen. It had my DAW already hooked up to it. It was ready to go at all times, and all I had to do was, when I was ready to capture something, is just go in there and capture it. Just hit record and just go for it. I don't have that right now. All I have is a room that's set up. It doesn't have my computer set up, so when I go to capture something, nothing is ready. It's not ready. So I may as well not be inspired at all when I go up there, because by the time I get everything hooked up, let's just say, by the time I get everything hooked up, the inspiration's gone. And now it's just a matter of white knuckling through it. I've noticed it this way because I used to have that. I used to have a studio in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and I had my board set up. I had my cameras set up just in case I wanted to do video. I had software set up to record my screen, and all I had to do was like, oh, I want to do a video on, the SSLE channel, and then I would just open it up, start talking about the SSLE channel. It sounds easier than it actually was, but this context thing is very important. So what I've noticed is that the busiest engineers, the busiest guys mixing, the busiest video editors, the busiest YouTube content creators, they all have the context ready. And what that could look like, several different things. It could look like what I was just saying, where you have your keyboard set up in front of you, you swing around 90 degrees to your left and there's drums. You swing 90 degrees to your right, and there's your guitar rig. You swing around 180 degrees and there's your coffee machine, and you're ready to go. All you got to do is just sit there, figure out what you want to do, hit record, and then go for it. For a video editor, it could mean pretty close to the same thing, where you have your video template going, or you have your video editing software going, and you have a template. This is important in both things. You have a template built for both things, to where let's say you're mixing for somebody or you're editing a video for somebody. You have to have a template built up to where you can grab their content, drag it into your template, and most everything that you would think about is already there. That's very, very important. More important than you think it is, because if you're a mixer and you are wanting to mix, and then every time you get some files, you have to go and set up your computer, you have to clean off a space on your desk, you have to, whatever it looks like, you have to clear out a place on the living room table, whatever that looks like for you. Anything that stands between you and starting, not even necessarily finishing, but it stands between you and starting, is a big obstacle, bigger than you would think. So context, having the right tools. I'm using a new tool right now. It's the DJI Osmo 3, and I'm thinking, okay, if I want to create more video content for guys I'm coaching, or for my membership site, or for YouTube, just to just to share some things that I've learned and some insight that I've learned, then I have to have something ready at all times to be able to capture that. And I'm testing this right now to see if this is it. It's got a little auto follow camera to where I can just move it over here, and it'll, if the police are coming and they see me holding something, it won't be a phone. It'll be something else. I can move it over here so you can kind of see in context where I'm going through the middle of the woods, it looks like. And it'll allow me to create content more easily, because creative minds and ADD minds like myself, they're impulsive. They're a little bit hyperactivity in a kid in ADHD may look like impulsivity in an adult like myself. And that you have to, if you can capture that impulsivity, then ADHD minds are amazing. People that I've met that have it are really, really smart people. It's not a matter of whether they can do it. It's a matter of whether they can work around the obstacles that most people don't have, like, freezing up when you start, or what they call it, what do they call it? Somebody help me in the comments what it's called, executive dysfunction, I think, maybe, where you have trouble executing things. So if you can boil it down to a point where you can capture things by flipping a phone open and hitting record and not having to worry about a bunch of technical stuff, you're more likely to catch it or to capture it. If you don't have that luxury, then in Tim Ferriss's book, The 4-Hour Work Week, he talked about batching things, where if it does take a long time to get set up, let's just say you are going to, do a 3-camera video shoot for some videos that you're doing, then batch it. Get more than one available, because if you set up all that work and you do one video, then it's not going to be an efficient way to capture things. So if you can't have something at the ready, like maybe this DJI or your phone, I mean, the phone sounds like it would be super convenient. It really does. Sometimes it's not, because you forget to put it in airplane mode, or you get a phone call in the middle of it, or the police pull up beside you, passing you on the interstate, and you don't want to be holding your phone, and you don't want to stop your video, because if you stop your video, it's the death of it. It's never going to get done. Then we have to think of ways to work around it. So I would encourage you, if you are a creative person, whether you mix records for a living, whether you write songs, a little side trail here, if you write songs, the best thing that you can have is a way to capture an idea. So, maybe a video camera is good for that. Maybe your iPhone's good for that, where you sing in an idea into the voice recorder or the voice app. Then that's a good way to do it. But whether you mix, you write, you video edit, or you coach, or anything like that, if you can have something ready to where you can capture your thoughts on the subject, and it's going to be captured well, and it could be something that you could just like hit send and upload it from that point, I think you've won every game. Because I really think that the name of the game when you have ADHD, the more I study about it, the more I know, the name of the game is to, when you feel ready to create, no matter if your hair's not fixed or you're wearing a hoodie, the same hoodie you were wearing in the last video, maybe, I don't know. If you can just capture those videos. So let me challenge you. If you are a creative type, look at your workspace and see how apt is it to capture your creativity. Is it inspiring? I mean, is it just an office desk with fluorescent lights shining above it? Because that's not very inspiring to me. Is it is it dimly lit room? Is it something you have to clear the desk off to do? If there's a way that you can create a space like that where you can create things, then do it. And if there's a way that you can improve what you've already got and you can maintain your inspiration while you're creating, then you're a winner. So okay, so hopefully this has been helpful. If I can help you in any way, please comment under this video. I like to read every comment as often as I can, and I'll reply back. But also there's a link in the bottom where it talks about my 7 steps to creating a mix. I'd love for you to read it. It's absolutely free, and I love the way it looks. I had some help creating it by a guy named Marcus Urbanski, and he did a great job on it, and I'd love for you to take a look at it. So read the in the description, the first link, click it. All right, see you guys soon.